What's up, guys? Today we're going to show you how to replace a seat cover on your dirt bike. For this job, you're going to need a set of needle nose pliers, you're going to need a flat-headed screwdriver, you're going to need a pair of box cutters, you're going to need staple gun, and you're going to need staples. So the first step of this project is to remove the seat cover, and to do that you'll need to take out all the staples around the edge on the bottom. So you just use your flat blade screwdriver, get it underneath them, and just prime out. Alright, so the next step in this process is to check out the integrity of the foam. Aside from regular just wear and tear, water, it takes quite a toll on this material. So as you can see, like, you get a cut in your seat cover, and water will get in there and it'll start eating away at the material. Certainly doesn't do it any favors. So you just want to make sure that that's not falling apart. If it is, you might want to consider replacing the foam seat cover. I'm going to run this one because I'm honestly holding out for the newer Acerbi's X seat, the full, the one-piece seat that they just came out with. But for now, this one will work. It's actually quite a comfortable seat. It's pretty thick, pretty comfortable. So I'm just going to run it until it falls off, and then I'll upgrade when the time comes. So this is the seat cover I'm putting on. It's a JFG racing seat cover that I got off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. So we'll see how it lasts. It's just a vinyl material with some ribbing. So I'm hoping that this will help me get a little more traction on my seat and help me keep from sliding around quite as much. So we'll see how that works. So putting a new seat cover on is largely a matter of getting it lined up right so that the cosmetics turn out and it's not sideways or just crooked or the logo's off to one side or the other. The new seat covers, they all have this hook. You just slide it over the front of the seat cover, closest to where it goes onto the gas tank. Slide that on there nice and tight, and then you get it lined up. And the first thing you'll want to do, get this, stretch this tight here over the back end, and then flip it over once you have it lined up the way you want it. And you're going to want to tack it in place so that it doesn't move around. And you want it to be tight enough so that it doesn't get any ripples in the end. So give it kind of a decent little snug. Grab your staple gun, tack it in place. I would put in several just to keep it there. Oops. Oh, I missed the plastic. There we go. double check to make sure you have it lined up, because if you get into this too far, there's no going back. Looks to be straight. Maybe go this way a little bit here. And then what you're going to want to do is flip it over again, pull it taut, and you want to make sure you don't get any ripples. The way you're going to do that is just to tack it down on both sides and then work your way around so that it's nice and tight. So we'll get that one tacked in place there. It's pretty good. So for this I am using the 3/8 inch staple. You want to make sure you want something that's long enough that it's going to stay in place, but not too long it's going to poke through and stab you in the inner thigh. So I found the 3/8 inch is long enough. That one in place. And it's the same on the other side. Just pull it taut. Let's take a look, make sure it's decent, lined up. Looks pretty good to me. It's a little off, so I'm going to go and tighten this up a little bit more. Go. Snug fit. Let's check it out again. Alright. So that's pretty much lined up the way I want it. Now you're just going to go and work your way down both sides with the staple gun. Tack it in place all the way around. So I'm going to start on that. So, got the staples in all around the edge here. Gonna have to recommend, if you do have the option to use an air-powered staple gun with some slightly heavier duty staples, that is definitely preferable to using a hand staple gun. I was having a bit of trouble getting these just generic staples to punch through the harder ABS plastic. It does work, it just takes a little more effort and you wind up wasting some staples. And if you have an air-powered gun, it's going to go a lot faster. Something to keep in mind. You can do it, obviously. I mean, I made it work, but it's not as clean as I would have liked it to have been. So just something to keep in mind there. The next step you're going to want to do is trim up the excess material from the seat cover. And to do that, you're going to use just a regular box cutter. Leave yourself some slack. You're going to want probably a good 1/4 inch around the staples so they don't pull out. You don't want the material to tear. So you just give yourself a little bit of room. But yeah, just go ahead and around the edges here, just trim everything up. Alright, so there you have it. New seat cover. There's no ripples here around the edges. Maybe there's a little bit. It's nice and square. It's nice and tight here. Doesn't look like it's going to pull up anywhere. Here along the bottom. So I'd say it's about ready to throw back on the bike. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. If you like our content, then subscribe to our channel and drop us a like. Thanks.